2000 Dodge Caravan. There's a area on the power steering line right in here, and this is the high pressure side, and it's failed. But what you need to remove them and replace them is you need a crow's foot. So crow's foot, extensions, ratchet. I was able to take off the high pressure with that. Low pressure, I was able to get the knot off of there with the crow's foot, and I'm going to save the existing rubber hose that's going back up to the pump and replace the rest of it. And a 3/4 inch wrench, opening wrench, is handy. That helped to get off, get that end loose here at the pump. But the key is the 3/4 inch crow's foot, and that's what you need to take off the power steering lines on a 2000 Dodge Caravan. Alright, well, the first thing you want to do is disconnect the rubber hose on the low pressure side of the system coming from the pump, and disconnect it where the rubber hose meets the metal piping. Now let's go to the driver's side at the steering box and disconnect the upper nut, which is the low pressure line, using your ratchet, extension, and crow's foot. Then disconnect the high pressure line at the steering box on the driver's side. Now let's disconnect that high pressure line at the pump. The pump is located on the passenger side of the vehicle. Once again, you use the crow's foot, and note that the low pressure rubber hose is still connected there at the pump. We saved that piece because it's very difficult to get that piece on at the pump. So save that rubber hose on the low pressure line. Alright, here's our new power steering piping, and there's 3 fittings and 3 O-rings that you want to put in, one on each fitting. Be sure you put those in or it's not going to work properly. Okay, well, the low pressure, you can see it comes with a new hose, but as I said before, we have taken that piece and saved it coming from the power steering pump. And you can either cut it off or just take a clamp off where the piping meets the rubber hose. Be sure to purchase a couple of 1/2 inch clamps so that you can secure that rubber hose to the new piping. Alright, well, it's a bit of an awkward position. Put your new line. This is I'm going to insert the high side, or the high pressure side, first. See if you can't thread that in there. Just get it up there close to the fittings. Do that on the same thing for the driver's side. Really difficult to see it in there. Hopefully you'll be seeing it here on the video. Not a lot of room. And what I want to do is go ahead and just connect. And I've got my O-rings on. I'm going to go ahead and just start threading this one on the driver's side. Not a lot of room, but just make sure you don't cross thread it. Take your time. You know it'll go in there. It came out. Just a matter of lining it up. you got it lined up, it goes right in. That one's in there, and you want to put that in first. On the driver's side, the lower one. And then we're going to go ahead and secure over here on the passenger side or at the pump. Let's see if we can get in there. Just hook it up. You can see that's where we want to go. Just got to get it underneath of the return hose. Line that up a bit. Looks like it's trying to cross thread a little bit there. You got to be really careful. You want to make sure it's in there straight. We'll just undo that little half quarter 8 billionth of a turn. Try it again. Have to bend it just a bit. There, that feels good. That went in there right. Just have to manipulate the hose itself a little bit from both the front, right, from here, and from the back. That's looking good. All we got to do is tighten that one up, and that will be in place. Alright, well, with a little bit of finagling, I have managed to get the top one on, and now we're just going to tighten it down with a crow's foot. And it's really, really difficult, but can be done. Try to get that one on there good and tight, but we're almost done. Just got to position that crow's foot kind of over the top of it. And just try to tighten it a quarter turn or so. Then you have to take it off, reposition it, go over the top of it. I've ever designed this. Oh, I'm gonna kill them. Just no room to work in there. Maybe on a lift. Getting closer to having it tightened down there. In the book it says it's moderately difficult. Getting about a 1/8 to a quarter turn on it each time. It's just about tightened down. I think that's it. Try one more time. Sure it's as tight as we can get it. Don't want any leaks in there. I do not want to have to come back underneath this van to mess with the power steering. Got your two here on the driver's side. There's one on the passenger side that's at the power steering pump. I've tightened that one down using the crow's foot. All we have left to do is hook up the return hose right there. And that'll be that. Alright, well, let's try to do that. Alright, what we got left here is hooking up the hose, return pressure side, power steering. Just got to put this clamp on there. Alright, let's go ahead and hook up that hose. Just want to get that hose over the nipple. That's all I want to do. I'll be a happy camper. Man, oh man, that is not easy. Alright, I think I got that on there far enough. We can just tighten down that clamp right there. We'll be in good shape. And make sure you have enough room for your clamp. That nipple's got to be up there, or it has to be pushed on to the nipple far enough that you can put a clamp underneath that nipple. Tighten down that clamp good. Sure it's good. No problems. Do not want to come back underneath here for the power steering. This is one messy, dirty job. Alright, it's on there good. See if we can put that heat shield back over top of that. I think that looks good. Alright. And of course, last step underneath here. Go ahead and put your clamp on. Retainer there so that those new pipes don't rub up against anything as you're going down the road. We'll just go ahead and ratchet this one down and fill it up. Look one more time. The reservoir is to right where it should be filled to. I see nothing dripping. That's good. Before it was just leaking like a sieve. Those old pipes in there. I think we're good to go. Nice. 2000 Dodge Caravan. Power steering line replacements. You can do it yourself. It's kind of messy. You can see my pants. Got lots of oil. Not much room to work underneath there. Should probably do it on a lift if you can. Alright, but I'm Chris. Letting you know. It's easy once you know how.